Hey guys, it's Savannah. So around this time, NBC releases audition dates and cities for cattle call voice auditions, pretty much. So I thought that I would make a video talking about what it's like to audition for The Voice, because I've done it a few times. So I've auditioned for The Voice twice. I did it once in Baltimore and once in Indianapolis. I was never on The Voice, on the show, because I never made it. But I've been through some of the auditions, so I thought I would make a kind of video talking about what you can do and what to expect and any tips. So yeah, I am not a voice professional. I don't know, I'm not going to give you tips on your singing really, but I'm just going to tell you what happens at the auditions. So, when they announce the dates and the cities, you pick the city that's closest to you or whatever, and you make an artist audition account. I think that's what it's called, or an artist account. It's on the NBC website, and it's really easy. It's free. Make an account, and then you sign up for that audition, and then you print out the audition pass that they email you. They'll email it to you closer to the date of the audition, and you print it out and you take it with you. And if you are under 18, you have to have one parent, your legal parent or guardian. You can't take anyone else. It's only you and one guardian, not two. And if you're over 18, you're not allowed to bring a guardian, just yourself. You can bring in like your guitar or like an instrument or something, and you can play it like while you're waiting for hours and hours, but you can't play it during the audition. The audition is like 30 to 90 seconds of a cappella, pretty much. Usually you sing like a verse and a chorus, or if you sing more than that, then they'll stop you. Yeah. So you find the arena once you're at the city. Once you're in the city, you find the place that it's in. It's usually in like an arena or a stadium or like a convention center or something like that. And the line is outside, and it's all like wrapped around the building. Usually you'll see it. You'll see like the line and you'll be like, I found it. Both of my auditions were in the freezing cold, so one was in February and one was in like January the next year or something, and it was really cold. It was really cold. So just be prepared for that. They have like winter auditions and summer auditions. So if it's in the winter, which is coming up, just be prepared because it's a long wait. So once you're finally in the doors, you go through like bag check, and they go through metal detectors and they check your bags. I wasn't allowed to bring my backpack in, which was really sad because I brought it in last time, the first time. You're allowed to bring like a purse, but not like a backpack, I guess. I don't know. What? So then you go through bag check and you go to the very end of the line, and there's so many like stages, okay? So you go to the first line, which is the line to show your birth certificate and like proof of your guardian and everything, and then you go into another line, and all these lines are like an hour long. Like, I'm not even kidding you. The line outside might be like an hour and a half, and then the first line is like an hour. That one's probably the shortest, the first one, 30 minutes to an hour. And then you go into the second one where you're waiting to give them your artist audition pass and get your wristbands, which you get one wristband for auditioning, one wristband if you're under 18, and your parent gets a wristband if you brought your parent. So then after the second line, you get your wristbands and you give them your artist audition pass, and I guess you prove that they're your parent again. That line takes like 30 minutes to an hour. And then you get into the big line where they just have chairs, or if you're in a stadium, you sit in the stadium seats. And this is the long line where you sit. This might be like 5 hours. I'm not kidding. Like, it's really long. There's a lot of people there. Gigi's having a nightmare. So they have like chairs set out if you're in a convention center, or if you're in a stadium, then you just sit in the stadium seats. So the first time I was in a convention center, the second time I was in a stadium. And while you're waiting, you kind of make friends, you're singing and like practicing your song, and like people have like riff-offs or you all sing together. The first time, and one of them, I was like charging my phone across from where my dad was sitting, and I was walking back to my dad, and I passed by this like circle of people that were sitting there, and some guy was sitting in that circle, and he goes, "Oh, hey, Savannah," and I was like, "Hi," and I didn't know who he was. So hi, I think your name is Justin. If you're watching, hello. I don't know why I know you, but apparently I do. Anyway, so I went back to my dad and I told him that. So I went and joined the circle, and we just went around the circle and sang the song that we were singing for our audition, and we all like cheered each other on and gave each other tips, and we were singing a bunch of songs, and it's kind of fun when you like make friends and stuff like that. So yeah, just make sure you don't lose your spot because you don't want to wait that long. They have like concessions and food. They're kind of overpriced. They're like concert food prices and like game prices and stuff. And they just have like hot dogs and nachos and stuff like that. And then you can get like water or like a hot tea for your voice. So they have like these chairs, and you just go into the next row, and then they call people by row. They call people 10 at a time, okay? So these chairs are in rows of 10, and they call in 10, and then 10, and then 10, and then 10, and then the more of the people come in that are coming in later, and they fill up those seats that people just left from. Also, while you're waiting in this 5-hour-long line, there are people that work for The Voice that like have microphones, and they're like hyping everyone up, and they're like picking people out of the crowd to like sing for them, and then they'll like give them like a pass if they like are really good. They'll give them a pass to just go straight to the next audition, or they'll just bring them into the audition room now so they can stop waiting if they're not as good. But yeah, like they have like contests. They have like contests and stuff, so make sure you watch for that, because yeah, they'll be like, oh, like who's from this state and this state and this state, and then like, I don't know, I guess if you're really loud and they like you might get to skip the line, but I never did. So once you're done waiting in this line and you've just been sitting there for 5 hours doing whatever, then they call you in 10 people at a time, not including parents. You sit outside of a room and you can hear the group of people before you singing, and then that group leaves, and then you stand up and they cut off your wristbands so you can't try to audition again, and they take your passes, and they mix them up and give them to the producer inside. There's usually 1 or 2 producers with a laptop that's like taking notes on you. And then you go in and you sit in chairs, and then they have like a line or an X or something, and they call your name and you step up to the X or the line. So they mix up the passes and they just like say your name and you come up. So when they say your name, you step up to whatever, and they're like, okay, whenever you're ready, and you have to say like, hi, I'm Savannah and I'm singing this song by this person. And then you just start after that. And it's so scary because you're with 9 other people that are auditioning, and like one of you might like win The Voice one day, like I don't know, and it's scary. And you can sit in that line for 5 hours singing the exact same song, and then the one time you sing it in front of the producer, you suck because you're so nervous. I just get shaky. I start shaking and my heart starts pounding, and I get sweaty and I can't focus on anything else, and then I'm rushing, and it's horrible. If you're wondering, the first time I auditioned with Backseat Serenade by All Time Low, and the second time I sang Next to You by Chris Brown and Justin Bieber, which was a mistake. I only picked that song because there was a part in it that I thought I sounded really good on, but on all the other parts I did not sound good on. And I was like, that part will make up for it, and it didn't. It was dumb. But Backseat Serenade was pretty good. And the first time I auditioned, he like was like, oh wow, like he was like really impressed, and he was like looking at me instead of taking notes. He was like looking at me. And so then at the end, if they like you, then they ask you to stay back, and they send everyone out. They're like, hey, we liked this person and this person, can you please stay back? And then everyone else will leave, and they'll ask you to sing another song or 2 more songs, so have more than one prepared, because the goal is to be able to sing more for them. And then if they like you again, then they bring you a red card, a red pass or something, and that means that you got a call back. Or if they're on the fence about you, then they'll say, if we call you within like 1 to 3 days, then you got a call back. And it's at the same place in the same city. So if you're traveling, it's a little bit like inconvenient, but yeah. And then if you don't make it, then you just leave the room, and you meet up with, like, if anyone's with you, and you're like, tell them, and then you leave, and that's it. It's a really fun experience though. I think everyone that should do it, even if you don't like sing. It's really fun. And you meet people, and it's an experience, and I think everyone should experience it. So now I'm going to get into some tips that I've learned from going to these things. So tip 1 would be to bring like a portable charger or like a power bank or something to charge your phone with, because you're going to be there for hours and you're going to be bored. So charge your phone, or bring like a laptop or some books or something to do, because you're going to be bored, especially if you're over 18 and you don't have someone to talk to. It's boring. Or maybe you can convince your friend to audition with you, and you're both over 18 and you can just go in together and be together in line. Or you can audition as duos and bring both of them. Tip 2 is to bring some food. You're allowed to bring a purse, so bring some like chips and snacks and stuff to eat while you're sitting there for 5 hours, and also bring some money just in case, you know, you want some concession food. Maybe bring like a tea bag and then get like some hot water so you can drink some hot tea. That's good for your voice. Bring some like mints. Those are good for your voice too. Tip 3 is more like during the actual audition. Make sure that you pick a song that you sing good the whole time. So the entire 90 seconds you're singing, every second sounds good to you. And not pick like one that I did where I was like, oh, I sound really good here, but not good here, but it's okay. Now make sure the entire time you're singing sounds good, or else they're not gonna want to pick you. Tip 4, they're looking for people that would be good on TV. Remember that this is a TV show, and they want viewers and they want people to watch, you know? So they're looking for personalities. They're looking for people that, you know, they want to see on the show. So when you're singing for them, like look at them and like have like a personality, like act like you're singing on stage in front of people on live TV, in front of like the judges, in front of Adam Levine and all of them. Like put yourself in that mind, and like maybe you don't even look at the guy, you can look above his head. That's like a really good tip. For auditioning for anything, really. Look above their head, and it looks like you're looking at them, but you're not, and it makes me less nervous, at least. Tip 5 would be another, like just a nervous tick that I do. I like acting too, and so while I'm acting, sometimes this is a really small thing, but you kind of pinch your thumb with your middle fingernail and just don't hurt yourself, but just kind of push this nail into this thumb, and I don't know, it just kind of keeps me from laughing, keeps me from shaking like nervously and stuff. It really helps with like nerves, for me at least. It's like a Japanese technique that I learned from the internet, so I mean it might help you too. So if you know that you're going to be nervous and shaking and like nervous laughing or something, like do this. It's small, and it's not like tapping or like distracting or anything. It's a really good tip, actually. And my last tip would just don't be like discouraged if you don't get it. There are hundreds of people at this cattle call audition, and your chances of making it are not very big unless you're really, really good. And even if you are really, really good, you might be too nervous or they might stop pick you. They see a lot of people sing at these things. So if you don't make it, don't be discouraged and come back, because I'm going back again. And, you know, because this is my third time's the charm, and I've always sang like boy songs that are sung by men. And I'm a female trying to sing like them, trying to sing like Chris Brown, trying to sing like Alex Gaskarth, and it's not working. So if you're a female, sing a song by a female. If you're a male, sing a song by a male. I mean, that's not like a definitely go by. I mean, if you have like if you're a female with a male register, and like, you know, sing what you sound good on. But I found that I'm a female trying to sing male songs, and I haven't got in yet. So this time I'm trying to sing like a female song, but I don't know what yet. So yeah. If you have any questions, you can comment them. I don't get a lot of comments, so I'll definitely be able to respond to them. Or you can talk to me on social media. Will be in the links below. Again, I don't get a lot of like messages, so I can definitely respond to you and we can be friends, and you know, I don't know. So yeah, like, let me know if you're gonna audition for The Voice, because it's really fun and you should, especially if you like singing. Okay, yeah, so that's it. Bye-bye.
She's a pretty